They called us Knights of the Sky, chivalrous warriors fighting clean battles above the mud and blood, gentlemen engaging in honorable combat while the poor infantry drowned in trenches below. Romantic nonsense, all of it. Lieutenant Thomas Ashford, Royal Flying Corps, 22 years old in 1917. I flew sop with camels over the Western Front, fought Germans in their Fokkers and Albatrosses, killed men from 100 feet away while our machines screamed and burned and fell. There was nothing chivalrous about it, nothing honorable. Just machines and bullets and gravity. Just young men dying in ways the poets would never write about. I came from money, good family. Father was a barrister in London. Mother came from old money, estate in the country. I went to proper schools, Oxford, studied literature, was going to be a writer, tell stories, make meaning from words. Then the war came, August 1914. Everyone said it would be over by Christmas. Glorious adventure, defend king and country. Do your bit. I was 19, believed it all, enlisted immediately. They rejected me for infantry. Bad eyesight. Needed glasses to see clearly. Disappointed me terribly. Wanted to serve. Wanted to fight. Then someone mentioned the Royal Flying Corps. New service. Desperate for pilots. Standards were lower. If you could see well enough to fly, that was good enough. I'd never been in an airplane, never even seen one up close, but I applied anyway. They accepted me, sent me to flight school. Learning to fly was terrifying and exhilarating in equal measure. These machines were primitive, fabric and wood, held together with wire, powered by engines that failed constantly. No parachutes. If something went wrong, you rode it down. Simple as that. Training killed more pilots than the Germans did some months. Crashes, stalls, spins, structural failures. You'd watch a fellow student take off, watch his wings fold, watch him tumble from the sky, watch him die. Then you'd climb into your own machine and do the same thing, because that's what you did. You flew. You died, or you didn't. I soloed after 8 hours of instruction. 8 hours, that's all they could spare. The front needed pilots desperately. Losses were astronomical. Average life expectancy for a new pilot was measured in weeks, sometimes days. They needed bodies in cockpits. Training was a luxury they couldn't afford. I earned my wings in February 1917. Got my commission, second lieutenant. Posted to 73 Squadron. Flying sop with camels. Rotary engines. Tricky to fly. Killed inexperienced pilots regularly. But nimble, agile, could turn inside anything the Germans had. If you mastered it, you could survive. If you didn't, you'd spin in and die. I arrived at the aerodrome in March, France, behind the lines but close enough to hear the guns. Constant thunder, day and night. The front, the war, the meat grinder consuming a generation. My squadron commander was Major Harrison, 30 years old, ancient by pilot standards, 4 confirmed victories, survivor, experienced, tired. Ever been in combat, Ashford? No, sir, fresh from training. How many hours do you have? 52, sir. He laughed, bitter. 52. Christ. The Germans have pilots with 500 hours, 1,000. They'll eat you alive. I'll do my best, sir. Your best won't matter. Skill matters. Experience matters. Luck matters most of all. You have none of those. So you'll fly wingman. Stay with your flight leader. Don't chase. Don't engage alone. Don't try to be a hero. Heroes die first. Sound advice. I didn't follow it. None of us did. You can't. Not really. Combat doesn't work that way. Doesn't give you choices. Just throws you into chaos and you react. You survive or you don't. My first sortie was March 15th, 1917. Patrol over the Arras sector, 4 machines. I was flying wingman to Captain Davies, experienced pilot, 6 victories, good teacher. We climbed to 12,000 feet. Cold, brutally cold. The wind cut through your leather coat, froze your face, your hands, made your eyes water, made the oil in your guns thick, made everything harder. We patrolled for an hour, saw nothing. Just empty sky and clouds and the scarred earth below. The trenches, the shell craters, the brown wasteland where forests and villages used to be. War had turned France into hell, and we flew above it, looking for people to kill. Then Davies waggled his wings. Signal, enemy aircraft. I looked, saw dots in the distance, 5 of them. German two-seaters, observation planes, slow, vulnerable. Targets. Davies dove. I followed. We fell from the sky, the engine screaming, the wires shrieking, the machine vibrating, everything shaking. 200 miles per hour, faster, faster, the ground rushing up, the Germans getting closer. They saw us, turned, ran, their observers firing, tracers reaching out, missing. We closed. 500 yards, 300, 200. Davies opened fire, his guns chattering, visible in the cold air. Smoke trails. I lined up on another German machine. First time, first shot, first chance to kill. My hands were shaking, my heart pounding. But I squeezed the trigger. The guns hammered. The whole aeroplane shuddered. Tracer rounds streaming forward. Missed, completely missed. The German jinked, turned, dove. I followed. Forgot everything. Forgot Davies. Forgot formation. Forgot orders. Just chased. Target fixation. Tunnel vision. Fatal mistake. I didn't see the Albatross diving on me. Didn't see the German fighter coming from above. Didn't know I was about to die until bullets tore through my upper wing. Holes appearing. Fabric shredding. Close. Too close. I broke hard right. Yanked the stick. The camel snapped over. Violent turn. G-forces crushing me. Vision graying. But I was turning, evading, surviving. The Albatross flashed past. Missed. He'd expected me to keep flying straight. Expected an easy kill. But I'd reacted. Barely. Luckily, Davies was there on the Albatross, firing. The German turned, climbed, dove, trying to escape. Davies stayed with him, patient, experienced, waiting for the shot. Then smoke, black smoke from the Albatross. Engine hit. The German turned for home, limping, trailing smoke. Davies let him go. Didn't chase, just reformed. Signaled me to join. We flew home, landed, taxied in, shut down. I climbed out, legs shaking, hands trembling. Alive. Somehow alive. Davies walked over, looked at the holes in my wing, looked at me. You chased? Yes, sir. Nearly got killed? Yes, sir. Do it again and you'll die. They'll kill you or I will. Understand? Yes, sir. He walked away. I stood there, looking at my machine, at the holes, at how close I'd come. First mission, first combat, first lesson. Flying was easy. Surviving was hard. And I had 12 more months of this. 12 months of trying not to die while killing others. 12 months of learning that nothing about this war was glorious or honorable or chivalrous. Just machines and bullets and young men falling from the sky. And I was one of them, already marked, already dying. Just didn't know it yet. April 1917. Bloody April, they called it. The RFC lost 245 pilots that month. Shot down, crashed, burned, gone. We couldn't replace them fast enough, couldn't train them fast enough. Just fed them into the grinder and watched them die. I flew 3 times a day when weather permitted. Dawn patrol, midday patrol, evening patrol. Offensive patrols over German lines. Looking for fights, looking for kills, looking for death. The life expectancy for new pilots was 11 days. I'd been there 3 weeks, already a veteran by those standards. Already experienced, already lucky, already running out of time. My first kill came on April 9th, 6 days before my 22nd birthday. We encountered a German two-seater, Albatross C type, reconnaissance machine, slow, vulnerable. We dove on it. 3 of us, Captain Davies, Lieutenant Morrison, me. The observer saw us coming, started firing, machine gun, tracer rounds. We spread out, made ourselves harder targets, dove from different angles. Davies went first, firing bursts, missing. The German pilot was good, evading, turning, using the observer's gun effectively, keeping us off. Morrison attacked, got closer, fired, hit something. Smoke appeared, engine damage. The Germans started descending, trying to get home, trying to survive. I came in from the side. Lead calculation, physics, geometry. Aim where they'll be, not where they are. Speed, distance, deflection. All automatic now. Training, practice, instinct. I squeezed the triggers. Both Vickers guns firing, synchronized through the propeller, bullets streaming forward, walking toward the target, hitting. I saw fabric tear, saw the observer jerk, hit. I saw him slump, saw the pilot turn, look back, see his observer dead, see me coming. His face, I could see his face, 20 feet away, young, maybe younger than me, eyes wide, terrified, knowing he was about to die. I fired again. Longer burst, saw hits, saw blood, saw the pilot's head snap back, saw him die. The Albatross nosed over, went down, straight down, uncontrolled. Pilot dead at the controls. Crashed into a field behind German lines, exploded. Both men dead. Killed by me. My first victory, my first kills. 2 men dead. I'd murdered them. Legal murder, sanctioned murder, but murder nonetheless. We flew home, landed. The squadron congratulated me. First kill, 1 step toward becoming an ace. 5 kills, recognition, glory, all the rot they fed you to make you forget you were a killer. That night, I vomited. Couldn't stop seeing his face, the pilot, his expression, the moment he knew, the moment I killed him. Davies found me. First one's always hard. Does it get easier? No, it gets different. You stop seeing them as people, start seeing them as targets, threats, things to destroy. Easier to kill when you don't think of them as human. Is that what you do? It's what we all do. Survival mechanism. The alternative is going mad. He was right. Over the next weeks, I killed more. 6 confirmed victories by the end of April. Ace. They put my name in the papers. Hero, brave pilot, defender of the realm, all propaganda, all lies. I was just a killer, getting better at killing, getting faster, getting colder, learning to not see faces, not see people, just see machines, targets, victories. But I still saw them in my sleep, in my dreams, the faces, the expressions, the moments. They were there, always there, watching me, accusing me, reminding me of what I'd become. The squadron lost pilots constantly. Morrison died April 14th. Engine failure on takeoff. Crashed. Burned. Dead before we could reach him. Lieutenant Peters died April 20th. Shot down over German lines. Saw his machine go down trailing smoke. Never found his body. Lieutenant Harris disappeared April 24th. Just didn't come back from patrol. No one saw what happened. Just gone. Missing. Probably dead. Probably crashed somewhere. Probably rotting in a shell crater. We'd never know. New pilots arrived. Replacements. Fresh from training. 50 hours. 60. Barely able to fly straight. Terrified. Eager. Doomed. I'd look at them and see corpses. Because that's what they were, walking dead. Just didn't know it yet. I tried to teach them, tried to share what I'd learned. But you can't teach survival, can't teach combat sense, can't teach the instinct that makes you break left instead of right, that makes you see the enemy before they see you, that keeps you alive when everyone else dies. You either had it or you didn't. Most didn't. Most died in their first week. First fight, first mistake. One error and you were gone. Dead, forgotten, replaced. May came, the weather improved, more flying, more fighting, more dying. I got 3 more victories, 9 total. Newspapers loved me, the press wrote stories. Thomas Ashford, Britain's newest ace, flying hero, gentleman warrior. They didn't write about the nightmares, about the shaking hands, about the drinking, about the faces I saw every time I closed my eyes, about the guilt that ate at me, about knowing I was alive because I was good at killing. They didn't write about watching friends die, about identifying bodies, about personal effects sent home to families who'd never understand, about empty beds in the barracks, about the knowledge that you'd be next, that everyone died eventually, that survival was just delayed death. June brought new tactics, flying in formations, protecting each other, working together, better than lone wolves, safer, more effective, but also more impersonal, more mechanical, more like murder. We'd attack German formations, 8 of us against 5 of them, dive from above, spray bullets, watch them scatter, pick off stragglers, kill the slow ones, the unlucky ones, then run before their friends could revenge them. Efficient, professional, brutal. I was good at it. Too good. 12 victories by the end of June. One of the top pilots in the squadron. Respected, feared, admired, and absolutely hollow inside, empty, broken, going through the motions, flying, fighting, killing, surviving, but not living, just existing, just counting days until luck ran out. Because it would run out. Always did. You could be good, could be careful, could be experienced. Didn't matter. Eventually the bullet found you. Eventually the engine quit. Eventually you made the one mistake, and then you died. I'd seen it happen. To better pilots than me, to more experienced pilots, to luckier pilots. They all died, all of them. The only question was when. How long could you cheat death? How many times could you pull the trigger before someone pulled it on you? I didn't know. Nobody did. Just flew. Just fought. Just killed. And waited for the day when it was your turn. When you were the one tumbling from the sky in flames. When you were the one screaming all the way down. When you were the face someone else would see in their nightmares. The knight of the sky, the chivalrous warrior, the gentleman pilot. All lies, all propaganda, all pretense. I was a killer in a flying machine. Nothing more, nothing less. Just another murderer in a war full of murderers, doing my duty, following orders, dying slowly inside while staying alive outside. And the worst part? I was good at it, really good. And that's what made it unforgivable. July 12th, 1917. The day I learned what burning alive really meant. We were escorting bombers, DH-4S heading to attack a German aerodrome. Our job was to protect them, keep the German fighters off, let the bombers do their work, standard mission, routine. Except nothing was routine when men were trying to kill you. The German fighters came up, Albatros DVS fast, agile, dangerous. They ignored the bombers, came straight for us. Smart tactics, kill the escorts first. Then the bombers were defenseless. The fight scattered. Individual duels, swirling, turning, diving, climbing, machines everywhere, tracers crisscrossing, the sky full of death. I got on an Albatros, good position, clean shot, fired, saw hits, saw smoke. He dove away. I followed. Stupid. Breaking the rules, chasing. But I wanted the kill, wanted the victory, wanted the number. Another Albatros hit me from the side. Bullets through my fuselage, through my cockpit. One grazed my shoulder. Burning pain, blood. But I was alive. Machine still flying. I broke off, turned, lost my target. Then I saw it. A Camel, on fire, not smoking, actually burning. Flames streaming from the engine, from the fuel tank, consuming the machine. And the pilot was still in it, still flying, still trying to get down. I recognized the markings. Lieutenant Cooper, new pilot, 3 weeks in squadron, 20 years old, from Manchester, wanted to be a teacher after the war. Now he was burning alive. I flew alongside, watched him. He was trying to side-slip, trying to keep the flames away from the cockpit. But they were spreading, faster, hotter, consuming everything. He looked at me. I could see his face, see the terror, see the pain, see the choice forming, burn or jump, die slowly or die quickly. No parachutes, no escape, just those two options. He stood up in the cockpit while the machine was still flying, stood up in the flames. His clothes were burning, his jacket, his scarf, his face. He was screaming. I could see his mouth open, couldn't hear it over my engine, but I saw it. He jumped, just stepped out of the cockpit, let go. Fell arms and legs flailing, still on fire. A human torch falling from 8,000 feet, falling for maybe 30 seconds, long enough to think, to regret, to scream, then impact. Somewhere in the trenches below, gone. His camel kept flying, a ghost plane, burning, falling in a spiral, finally crashed, exploded. Nothing left but wreckage and ashes. I flew home, mechanical, automatic, landed, taxied in, shut down, sat in the cockpit, couldn't move, couldn't speak, just sat there, seeing it again and again and again. Cooper burning, Cooper jumping, Cooper falling, on fire all the way down. Davies pulled me out. You're wounded. Need medical attention. The shoulder wound. I'd forgotten. Didn't matter. Meaningless. Physical pain was nothing compared to what I'd just witnessed. They patched me up, cleaned the wound, bandaged it, said I was lucky. 1/4 inch left and it would have hit the lung. Lucky. That word again. Cooper was dead, 20 years old, burned alive, chose jumping over burning, made a choice no human should have to make, and I'd watched, done nothing, just watched him die. You couldn't have helped him, Davies said that night. Nothing anyone could do. I just watched, just flew alongside while he burned. What else could you do? Land? Impossible. Shoot him? Mercy killing? They'd court-martial you. You did what you could. You bore witness. Bore witness. As if watching made it better. As if seeing meant something. It meant nothing. Cooper was still dead, still burned, still jumped. And I'd carry that image forever. The squadron lost 3 pilots that day. Cooper, Lieutenant Barnes, Lieutenant Swift, 3 more empty beds, 3 more sets of personal effects, 3 more telegrams, 3 more families destroyed. And the war continued. Next day, next mission, next battle. As if nothing had happened, as if 3 lives meant nothing, as if we were expendable, replaceable, meaningless. We were. That was the truth. We meant nothing. Our lives, our deaths, our victories, all meaningless. Just numbers in reports, statistics in newspapers, propaganda for the masses. August brought more horror. I watched a German pilot with a jammed gun try to surrender, waving, rocking his wings, signal for truce. One of our pilots shot him anyway, killed him. Murder, war crime. No one said anything. No one cared. Just another dead German, another victory, another mark on the board. I watched 2 machines collide, wings tangled, both pilots trying to separate, couldn't. They spiraled down together, locked in a deadly embrace, crashed together, died together, British and German, enemies united in death. I watched a friend, Lieutenant Morrison, different Morrison, replacement for the first Morrison, get shot through the head, instant death. His machine kept flying, straight and level. Pilot dead, but aircraft still going. Flew for maybe 2 minutes, then nosed over, went down, crashed. He was dead the whole time. Flying corpse in a flying coffin. The images accumulated, stacked up, filled my head. My nightmares became constant, multiple times a night. I'd wake up screaming, seeing flames, seeing faces, seeing men falling, seeing death in all its forms. I started drinking. Everyone did. Whiskey, brandy, wine, whatever we could get. Drink until you couldn't see the images, until you couldn't remember the faces, until you passed out. Wake up, fly, fight, kill, survive another day. Repeat. Some pilots cracked, just broke, refused to fly, court-martialed, executed for cowardice, shot by their own side for being too human, too afraid, too traumatized. We watched them die too, firing squads. Another horror added to the collection. Some pilots just disappeared, deserted, ran, couldn't take it anymore. Better to be a coward and alive than brave and dead. I didn't judge them, understood the impulse. Thought about it myself, often. But I kept flying, kept fighting, kept killing. Because what else could I do? Stop and die? Stop and watch others die? Stop and admit that it was all meaningless? Better to keep going, keep moving, keep surviving, even if survival meant becoming something monstrous. By September, I had 19 victories, high scorer in the squadron. Newspapers called me an ace of aces, hero of the empire, Britain's finest, all propaganda, all lies. I was a haunted shell, a broken man pretending to be functional, a killer going through the motions, watching friends die, watching enemies die, dying inside while staying alive outside. And the worst part, the absolute worst part, I'd become numb to it, desensitized. Could watch a man burn and finish my mission, could watch a friend die and eat dinner, could kill a German and sleep that night. Not well, never well. But I could do it. I'd become exactly what the war needed. A machine, a killer, a thing without conscience or emotion or humanity. Efficient, professional, deadly. And I hated myself for it. Hated what I'd become. Hated that I was good at it. Hated that I survived while better men died. Hated that I couldn't stop, couldn't quit, couldn't break. Just kept flying, kept fighting, kept killing, kept dying slowly inside. Kept accumulating images and faces and horrors that would never leave. The knight of the sky, the chivalrous warrior, the gentleman pilot, all lies. Just a killer in the clouds. Nothing more. And nothing could ever change that. October 1917. I'd been flying combat for 7 months, eternity in pilot terms. Most didn't last 2 months. I'd outlived dozens of replacements. Watched them arrive, watched them die, watched their beds get filled again. Endless cycle, endless death. My victory count reached 23. They wanted to give me medals, Distinguished Flying Cross, recognition, ceremony. I refused at first, didn't want them, didn't want the attention, didn't want to be celebrated for killing, but they insisted. Orders. So I accepted, wore the ribbon, hated every second. The war had changed. German tactics improved. They flew in larger formations, better organized, more disciplined. Jasta units with experienced pilots, von Richthofen's flying circus, painted machines, expert killers. They were hunting us as much as we hunted them. The machines improved too. New German fighters, Fokker Dr. 3 triplanes, incredibly maneuverable, could turn inside anything we had. Climb rates better than ours. We had numerical advantage. They had technological advantage. Men died figuring out which mattered more. We got new camels, slightly better, slightly faster, still killed inexperienced pilots, still temperamental, still prone to catching fire. But they were what we had, so we flew them and died in them and hoped we'd be lucky one more day. November, the Battle of Cambrai, ground offensive. We flew ground attack missions, strafing trenches, shooting at soldiers, watching men scatter, watching them die. Different kind of killing, more personal, more direct, more nauseating. I watched my bullets cut through a group of German soldiers, saw them fall, saw them torn apart. They weren't threats, weren't fighting machines, just men, running, dying, killed by me from above, safe in my cockpit while they died in mud. That's when I realized something. I'd killed 47 men, confirmed. Probably more, unconfirmed. Maybe double, maybe triple. 90 men, 100. How many lives had I taken? How many families destroyed? How many futures ended? The number was staggering, incomprehensible. I was a mass murderer, legal, sanctioned, celebrated, but a murderer nonetheless. No different than a criminal, except I wore a uniform and followed orders. The guilt was crushing. Physical weight on my chest, made breathing difficult, made sleeping impossible, made living unbearable. But I couldn't stop, couldn't quit. Had to keep going, had to keep killing, because that's what the war demanded, what my country demanded, what my duty demanded. Captain Davies died in November. My mentor, my teacher, my friend, took a bullet through the fuel tank, set on fire, went down burning. He didn't jump, just rode it down, maybe unconscious, maybe already dead, maybe chose burning over jumping. I never knew, just watched him crash, watched him die. Another friend gone. They promoted me to captain, made me flight commander. Now I led others, trained others, sent others to die, added their deaths to my burden, their blood on my hands as surely as if I'd shot them myself. I tried to teach them, tried to keep them alive, but they were too inexperienced, too eager, too young. They'd make mistakes, chase, break formation, get separated, get killed, and I'd watch, unable to help, unable to save them, unable to do anything but survive and carry their deaths. Lieutenant Barnes, 20 years old, dead his second week, shot down over German lines. Lieutenant Crawford, 19 years old, crashed on landing, mechanical failure, died in hospital. Lieutenant Thompson, 21 years old, collided with friendly aircraft during formation flying. Both pilots killed. The names accumulated, the faces multiplied, the weight increased. I was drowning in it, suffocating, but couldn't stop, couldn't surface, just kept sinking, deeper, darker, further from anything resembling human. December brought winter, bad weather, fewer missions. Should have been relief, was torture. Too much time to think, too much time to remember, too much time to count, too much time to feel the weight of everything I'd done. I drank more, much more. Started drinking in the morning, before missions. Needed it. Needed the numbness, the distance, the chemical courage to climb into that cockpit one more time, to kill one more time, to survive one more time. The squadron doctor noticed, pulled me aside. You're drinking too much. I'm functional. For now. But you're burning out. I've seen it before. You need rest, need to rotate home. Can't. Need experienced pilots. Can't spare them. Can't spare dead ones either. And that's what you'll be if you keep this up. He was right. I was dying, slowly, internally. Externally, I was fine, still flying, still fighting, still killing, but inside I was rotting, decaying, falling apart. But there was no alternative, no escape, no way out except death or victory. And victory seemed impossibly distant. The war dragged on, would drag on forever, would consume everyone, would leave nothing but ghosts and graves. Christmas came, supposed truce, unofficial. We didn't fly Christmas Day, neither did the Germans. Temporary peace, temporary humanity. Reminder that we were all just men, just humans, just boys far from home killing each other for reasons most of us no longer understood. I thought about home, England, my parents, my old life, the person I'd been, the writer, the student, the innocent boy who'd thought war was glorious. He was dead, had been dead for months, killed by the first victory, the first kill, the first time I'd watched a man die because of me. What had replaced him? What was I now? Killer, survivor, broken thing pretending to be human, going through motions, performing duties, existing but not living, dead inside but breathing outside, ghost in a uniform, shell in a cockpit. New Year's 1918, another year, another 12 months of war, How long could this continue? How long could any of us continue? We were all breaking, all dying, all becoming monsters or corpses. No middle ground, no alternative. I'd survived 9 months, 3 times longer than average. Should have felt accomplished, felt doomed, because survival wasn't permanent, was just delayed death. The longer you survived, the closer you got to dying. Mathematical certainty, statistical inevitability. Everyone died eventually. I was just taking longer than most. 29 victories now. Top scorer in squadron. One of the top in the RFC. Newspapers still wrote about me. Still called me hero. Still lied about what I was, what I'd become, what the war had made me. I was no hero. Was barely human. Just a killing machine. Efficient, professional, broken. Counting days until the statistics caught up. Until my luck ran out. Until I was the one falling from the sky in flames. Until I was the face someone else would carry forever. The grinding continued. Missions, patrols, combats, kills, deaths, endless cycle, endless horror, endless weight, crushing me, breaking me, destroying me piece by piece, day by day, flight by flight. And I couldn't stop, couldn't quit, couldn't escape, could only keep going, keep flying, keep killing, keep dying inside while staying alive outside, keep being the night of the sky, the lie, the propaganda, the monster. February 14th, 1918, Valentine's Day. The day I broke. The day everything finally caught up to me. We were on patrol, 6 machines. I was leading. Captain Ashford, flight commander, responsible for 5 other lives. 5 other boys who trusted me to keep them alive, to bring them home, to teach them to survive. We encountered a German formation, 8 fighters, Fokker triplanes, painted in gaudy colors, circus machines, von Richthofen's unit, the best Germany had, expert killers, experienced, dangerous, deadly. I should have run, should have disengaged. We were outnumbered, outmatched. My flight was mostly new pilots, inexperienced, vulnerable. The smart thing was to retreat, live to fight another day, preserve the men, preserve the machines. But I didn't. I attacked, led them in. Because I'd done it 100 times before. Because I'd survived. Because I was good. Because I was an ace. Because I was invincible. I was wrong. The fight scattered immediately. Individual duels. My pilots overwhelmed, outclassed. I tried to help, tried to protect them. But there were too many Germans. Too much happening. Too fast. I saw Lieutenant Harris, another Harris, 3rd one I'd known, get shot down. Flames immediately. Engine fire. He jumped. Fell gone. Dead at 19. 2 weeks in squadron. I'd taught him. Trained him. Failed him. I saw Lieutenant Peters in trouble. 2 Germans on him. Turning, diving. He couldn't shake them. I dove to help. Fired at 1 German. Missed. The German turned on me. Now I was fighting. Couldn't help Peters. Heard him scream on the radio. Then silence. Gone. Lieutenant Morrison, 4th Morrison, tried to run, smart, correct decision, but a German caught him, shredded his machine with bullets. Morrison went down, spinning, out of control, crashed, dead. 3 men dead in 3 minutes. 3 boys I was responsible for. 3 lives I'd led to slaughter. 3 deaths on my hands. My fault, my failure, my sin. I fought like a madman. Rage guilt, desperation. Shot down 1 German, damaged another. Kept fighting, kept killing, kept trying to make it mean something. To justify the losses, to balance the scales. Couldn't. 3 of ours for 2 of theirs. Losing trade, failed mission, failed leadership, failed duty. The Germans broke off, ran low on ammunition probably, or fuel, or just decided they'd won. They had, decisively. We limped home. 3 machines, 3 survivors, 3 ghosts carrying 3 dead friends. We landed. I shut down, climbed out, stood there, looking at the empty sky. The empty spaces where my pilots should have been, where Harris and Peters and Morrison should have been, but weren't. Would never be again. The commanding officer came over, Major Stevens. Good man, understanding, sympathetic. Not your fault, Ashford. I led them into that fight. You engaged the enemy. That's your job. I got them killed. 3 boys dead because I made the wrong choice. You made a tactical decision. Sometimes men die. It's war. It's murder. I murdered them, as surely as if I'd shot them myself. Captain Dash Dash. Don't tell me it's not my fault. Don't tell me I did my best. Don't tell me it's just war. 3 boys are dead because of me. That's the truth. That's the only truth that matters. I walked away, went to my quarters, sat on my bed, looked at my hands, killer's hands covered in blood, invisible blood. But I could see it, could feel it, could taste it. I started shaking, couldn't stop. Full body tremors, shock, breakdown, collapse. Everything I'd been holding back, everything I'd been suppressing, everything I'd been denying. It came pouring out. I cried, sobbed. First time since childhood, couldn't stop. All the deaths, all the faces, all the guilt, all the horror, all the weight. It overwhelmed me, crushed me, broke me. Davies, Cooper Morrison, Harris, Peters, all the names, all the faces, all the ghosts. They were there, in my room, watching me, accusing me, asking why them, why not me? Why did I survive? Why did they die? I had no answers. Just guilt. Just pain. Just the knowledge that I'd failed them. All of them. Every single one. The squadron doctor found me, sedated me, put me in hospital, combat fatigue, nervous breakdown, shell shock. Different words for broken, for destroyed, for finished. They kept me there for a week. Tried to put me back together. Therapy, rest, medication. None of it worked, couldn't work, because you can't fix what's fundamentally broken, can't repair what's completely destroyed. The doctor recommended I be sent home. Medical discharge, unfit for duty. But the RFC needed pilots, needed experienced pilots, needed captains who could lead, even broken ones, especially broken ones, because everyone was broken, all of us. Just some hid it better than others. So they sent me back to the squadron, back to the cockpit, back to the killing, back to the dying, back to leading boys to their deaths and carrying their ghosts. March 1918, German spring offensive, massive ground attack. Desperate attempt to win before America's full strength arrived. We flew constantly, multiple missions per day, ground attack, artillery spotting, fighter patrols, everything, everyone, all at once. I flew mechanically, automatically, no emotion, no thought, just function, just survival, just existence. Zombie in a cockpit, ghost leading ghosts, dead man flying. My victory count reached 34. Didn't care. Didn't feel anything. Didn't celebrate. Just numbers, just statistics, just proof of how many men I'd killed, how many lives I'd taken, how many souls I'd destroyed. April came. 1 year since I'd arrived. 1 year of killing. 1 year of dying inside. 1 year of becoming something monstrous, something inhuman, something unforgivable. I'd survived when everyone else died. Lived when better men fell. Continued when I should have stopped. And for what? What had it accomplished? What had all the death achieved? What had the killing justified? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just more death, more killing, more horror. Endless cycle, endless nightmare, endless hell. And I was trapped in it. Couldn't escape, couldn't quit, couldn't die. Just kept flying, kept fighting, kept killing, kept breaking, kept dying, kept existing. The knight of the sky, the hero, the ace, the lion. I was none of those things. Just a broken shell, a haunted ghost, a walking corpse, a killer who'd forgotten how to be human. And I didn't know if I'd ever remember. Didn't know if I'd ever be whole. Didn't know if there was anything left worth saving. Probably not. Probably I died that first day. First kill. First face. And everything since was just the body going through motions, pretending to be alive, pretending to be human, pretending anything mattered. It didn't. Nothing mattered, except the killing and the dying and the endless grinding horror of being the one who survived, the one who shouldn't have, the one who didn't deserve to, the one who carried everyone else's deaths as punishment for his own undeserved life. That was me. That's what I'd become. And nothing could change it. Nothing could fix it. Nothing could ever make it right. They grounded me in May 1918, not for breaking down, not for the drinking, for surviving too long. 13 months of combat flying, unheard of, impossible. I'd outlived everyone. Every pilot I'd known when I arrived was dead. Every replacement, every friend, everyone. 41 confirmed victories, ace of aces, one of Britain's top pilots, hero, legend, propaganda tool. They wanted me for recruitment, for training, for inspiring the next generation of killers. They sent me back to England, flight instructor, teaching boys to fly, teaching them the skills that would keep them alive for maybe an extra week, teaching them to kill, teaching them to die, preparing them for the same hell I'd escaped. If you could call this escaping. I was 23 years old, looked 40, felt ancient. Every day was survival. Every night was torture. The faces came, always came. Every pilot I'd watched die, every German I'd killed, every boy I'd led to slaughter. They crowded my dreams, filled my waking moments, haunted every breath. The armistice came in November 1918. The war ended. We'd won. Victory, celebration, parades, joy, relief, peace, finally peace. I felt nothing. No joy, no relief, no celebration, just emptiness, because the victory didn't bring back the dead, didn't undo the killing, didn't erase what I'd become, didn't make any of it meaningful, didn't justify a single death. 41 men I'd killed, confirmed, probably 80, maybe 100. How many exactly? I'd never know. Just knew it was too many. Far too many. Each one a life ended. A future destroyed. A family broken because of me. My skills, my survival, my curse. They wanted to give me more medals. Victoria Cross. Britain's highest honor. For valor. For courage. For killing. I refused. Turned it down. First pilot to ever refuse. Caused scandal. Embarrassment. They tried to pressure me. I wouldn't budge. I wasn't a hero. I was a murderer. Legal murder doesn't deserve medals. My father tried to understand. You served your country. You did your duty. You should be proud. Proud of what? Killing? Surviving while better men died? Becoming something inhuman? You were at war. You did what was necessary. Nothing about it was necessary. Nothing about any of it was justified. We murdered each other for 4 years over nothing, over lines on maps, over political decisions made by men who never risked their lives. And we called it duty, called it honor, called it glory, all lies. He had no response, no one did, because they couldn't understand, couldn't conceive, couldn't fathom what it meant to kill from a cockpit, to watch men burn, to watch men fall, to make choices about who lived and who died, to carry that weight forever. I tried to write, went back to my old dream, writer, storyteller. Maybe I could make sense of it through words, give meaning to the meaningless, find truth in the lies. I couldn't. Every time I tried to write about the war, I saw their faces, heard their screams, felt their deaths. The words wouldn't come, or came wrong, too sanitized, too poetic, too dishonest. I couldn't tell the truth because the truth was unbearable, and I couldn't lie because I'd lived with lies too long. So I stopped, abandoned writing, abandoned dreams, abandoned hope, just existed, just breathed, just survived day to day, hour to hour, moment to moment. The nightmares continued, worse than during the war, every night, multiple times, Cooper burning, Harris falling, Peters dying, Morrison crashing, all of them, all at once, every face, every death, every failure. Endless parade of ghosts demanding answers I couldn't give. I drank, heavily, constantly. Alcohol was the only thing that quieted the screams, that dimmed the images, that made existence bearable. I became what I'd sworn I wouldn't, an alcoholic veteran, a tragic figure, a warning story. My parents tried to help, doctors tried to help, friends tried to help. No one could. The damage was too deep, too fundamental, too complete. I was broken in ways medicine couldn't heal, time couldn't cure, love couldn't fix. I drifted, odd jobs, brief employments, couldn't hold anything, couldn't focus, couldn't care, couldn't pretend to be normal, couldn't function in a world that demanded you forget, that insisted you move on, that pretended the war was over. The war wasn't over, not for me, not for any of us who'd fought. It continued, in our heads, in our dreams. In every moment we tried to be normal and couldn't, in every trigger that sent us back, in every face we saw that reminded us, in every breath that carried guilt for surviving. I hit bottom in 1922, living in a shabby flat, drinking, barely eating, barely living, contemplating ending it. Why not? What was the point? Survival wasn't living. Existence wasn't purpose. Breathing wasn't being alive. A former pilot found me. Another survivor. Another broken man. We didn't speak, just sat, drank, understood. Two ghosts keeping each other company. Two corpses pretending to be alive. Two men who'd seen too much. Done too much. Survived too much. Does it ever get better? I asked. No, it gets different. You learn to carry it, but it never gets lighter, never goes away, never leaves. So we just exist, just endure, just suffer until we die? Pretty much. That's what we bought with our survival. The privilege of carrying this until the end. He was right. I'd signed up for death, got survival instead. Worse bargain. Death would have been release. Survival was punishment. Eternal sentence, no parole, no escape, just carrying, forever. I'm 78 years old now. 60 years since the war ended. 60 years of carrying. 60 years of nightmares. 60 years of guilt. 60 years of being haunted by 41 confirmed kills and however many more I never counted. I never married, never had children, never had a career, never had a life, just had survival, just had memories, just had ghosts, just had the weight of being the one who didn't die when everyone else did. The faces never faded, Cooper burning, Harris falling, Peters dying, the German pilot's expression before I killed him, Davies crashing, Morrison spinning, all of them, clear as day, real as this moment, present as breathing. People call my generation heroes. The men who fought the Great War, the war to end all wars, except it didn't end war, didn't prevent the next one, didn't justify anything, just killed millions, broke millions more, accomplished nothing except creating a generation of ghosts. I was one of them, am one of them, will be one until I die. Ghost in living flesh, walking corpse, breathing dead man, survivor carrying the weight of everyone who didn't survive. They wanted to call me a knight of the sky, a chivalrous warrior, a gentleman pilot, clean warfare above the mud, honorable combat between equals. All propaganda, all lies, all pretense. I was a killer in a machine, murdered men from cockpits, watched them burn and fall and die, made choices about who lived, led boys to death, broke promises, failed duties. survived when I shouldn't have. 41 victories, 41 murders, 41 souls on my conscience, 41 faces in my nightmares, 41 reasons I didn't deserve to survive, 41 proofs that heroism is just sanitized killing. The war ended 60 years ago, but I'm still there, still flying, still fighting, still killing, still watching friends die, still carrying weight that never lightens, still paying for survival with sanity, still existing without living, still being the night of the sky, the lie, the propaganda, the monster pretending to be a man. They say I survived the war. They're wrong. The war killed me. Just took 60 years to finish. Left me breathing but dead inside. Walking but not alive. Existing but not living. I didn't survive. I just died slowly. Very slowly. While watching everyone else die quickly. And now, at 78, weak and dying for real, I can finally admit the truth. I didn't come home from the war. I never left. Part of me is still there, still in that cockpit, still watching Cooper burn, still leading boys to death, still killing, still dying, still trapped in 1917, still flying, still fighting, still lost somewhere over the Western Front, still looking for a way home that doesn't exist, never existed, never will. The night of the sky, the ace, the hero, all lies. Just a broken boy who learned to kill and forgot how to live, who survived the war but not the peace, who came back but never came home. And the worst part? I'm not unique. Thousands of us, tens of thousands, broken survivors carrying impossible weight, living deaths, walking ghosts, prices paid for victory that meant nothing. We didn't survive. We just took longer to die, and we died harder, more painfully, more slowly, more completely. We never came home. We never could. We were already dead, just didn't stop breathing yet. And that's the truth no one wants to hear, the truth behind the propaganda, behind the glory, behind the heroism. War doesn't create heroes. It creates ghosts. And sometimes those ghosts keep walking, keep talking, keep breathing. But they're still ghosts, still dead, still lost, forever.